Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about something very Indian should know, the fundamental rights given to us by the Indian Constitution. These are basic rights that protect our freedom and dignity as citizens. They apply to every one of us, no matter who we are or where we live. Introduction. Fundamental rights are the basic rights given to every citizen of India. They are written in Part 3 of the Constitution, Article 12 to 35. These rights protect our freedom and dignity, helps us live equally and freely, are granted by the law and can be protected in courts. They are important for free, fair and democratic society. What are the fundamental rights? So, what are fundamental rights? They are a set of rights mentioned in Part 3 of the Indian Constitution from Article 12 to 35. These rights help us live freely and equally in society. They protect us from unfair treatment. Are they allow us to speak, think and practice our beliefs without fear. Types of fundamental rights. Now let's quickly understand the 6 main fundamental rights. Right to equality, Article 14 to 18. Right to freedom, Article 19 to 22. Right against exploitation, Article 23 to 24. Right to freedom of religion, Article 25 to 28. Cultural and educational right, Article 29 to 30. Right to constitution remedies, Article 32. Let's see one by one. Right to equality, Article 14 to 18. This means everyone is equal before the law. No one can be treated unfairly because of their religion, caste, gender, or place of birth. Article 14 is equality before law. Article 15, no discrimination. Article 16, equality in public employment. Article 17, abolition of untouchability. Article 18, abolition of titles. The Article 14 is equality before law. Example, a person cannot be discriminated against by the police for any offense based on caste or religion. Everyone is equal under the law. Article 15, no discrimination. For example, a public school cannot refuse admission to a child on grounds of religion or race. Article 16, equality in public employment. For example, no government job can be denied to someone just because of their caste or gender. Article 17, abolition of untouchability. Example, social discrimination like refusing to let someone enter a temple because they belong a scheduled caste in legal. Article 18, abolition of titles. Example, no titles like Raja or Maharaja shall be conferred by the state except military or academic discrimination. Next, right to freedom. Right to freedom means this gives us the freedom to speak, to move freely, to live and work anywhere in India, and to choose any profession. The article for right to freedom from 19 to 22, Article 19, 6 freedoms. Article 20, protection in convention. Article 21, right to life and personal liberty. Article 21A, right to education. Right 22, protection against arrest and detention. Article 19, protection of certain freedoms like speech, assembly, movement, resign, profession. Example, a citizen can peacefully protect against government policies. Article 20, protection in respect of convention for offences. Example, no person can be punished for an act that was not a crime at the time it was committed. Article 21, right to life and personal liberty. Example, no one can be deprived of life freedom without due process of law. Article 21A, right to education. Article 22, protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. Example, when arrested, a person must be informed of the grounds and has the right to consult a lawyer. Right against exploitation. Right against exploitation means this protect people from forced labor and child labor. No one can be made to work against their will. Article 23, prohibition of human trafficking and forced labor. Article 24, no child labor. The Article 23 is a prohibition of trafficking and forced labor. Example, no person can be forced to work against their will or sold as a bonded labor. Article 24, prohibition of child labor. Example, children under 14 cannot be employed in factories or hazardous work. Right to freedom of religion. Article 25 to 28 means everyone has the right to believe in and practice their own religion peacefully. The articles of right to freedom of religion is Article 25, freedom of religion. Article 26, manage religious affairs. Article 27, no religion tax. Article 28, no religious instruction in government schools. Article 25, freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. For example, a person is free to convert to any religion of their choices. Article 26, freedom to manage religious affairs. Example, a religious ground a religious group can establish and maintain its own places of worship. Article 27. No tax shall be levied for promotion of any particular religion. Example, citizens cannot be forced to pay taxes for a religion they do not follow. Article 28. Freedom from attending religious instruction in a certain educational institution. Example, a student in a government school cannot be forced to attend religious classes. Cultural and educational rights means Article 29 to 30. This protect the rights of minorities to preserve their cultures and language. They can also run their own educational institution. Article 29. Protection of culture. Article 30. Minorities educational rights. Article 29. Protection of interest of minorities. Example, a linguistic minority can preserve its language and cultures. Article 30. Right to minorities to establish and administer educational institution. Example, a religious minority can start a school to promote educational based on their cultures. Right to constitutional remedies means it gives powers to Supreme Court to protect your rights. This article says right to move the Supreme Court for enforcement of fundamental rights. For example, if a citizen's fundamental rights are violated, they can file with a writ petition directly in the Supreme Court. Conclusion: the fundamental rights protect our basic freedoms like equality, speech, and religion. They help everyone live fairly and safely. For example, if someone is treated unfairly because of their religion, they can use these rights to get justice. These rights make sure the government respects and protects all citizens. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video. Thank you.